Oikein hyvää torstai-iltapäivää kaikille ja tervetuloa taas Atean Koko vuosi luovuutta koulutuskokonaisuuden pariin. Tänään on toinen kerta. Viime kerralla aloitettiin viime viikon torstaina ja silloin Alex esitteli meille tämän konseptin ja myöskin sitten muutamia luovia juttuja sitten vietäväksi sinne opetukseen. Mä olen tosiaan Joonas Väisänen. Naantalissa asustelen ja tehnyt luokanopettajan hommia semmoisen 12 vuotta ja iPadien kanssa pyörinyt alusta asti sitten tuolta 2011 saakka. Viime kesänä siirryin tänne Atealle Edu-tiimiin ja toimin täällä nyt sitten meidän Edu-puolen kouluttajana ja konsulttina. Tänään meillä on luvassa esittely Showbie-nimisestä tämmöisestä digitaalisesta oppimisalustasta. Meille tulee tästä Showbiesta kertomaan Showbien oma työntekijä Eelin, joten päästetään hetken päästä Eelin ääneen. Sitä ennen vielä kertaukseksi vähän tämän kokonaisuuden runkoa. Me tosiaan esitellään joka kerta, joka torstai aina jokin uusi, innostava, inspiroiva, luova aihe ja sitten pyritään antamaan siitä aina sitten joku kotitehtävä myöskin teille testattavaksi. Nämä kotitehtävät olisi tarkoitus sitten aina palauttaa rohkeasti tuonne Showbiehen, johon Eelin antaa kohta ohjeet ja sitten rohkeasti vaan palautella tämän vuoden aikana kaikkia mahdollisia tuotoksia, mitä teet. Me ei niitä osoitella sormella ja eikä arvostella sen enempää, vaan tarkoitus on saada paljon materiaalia sinne meidän nähtäväksi ja päästään ihastelemaan teidän upeita tuotoksia. Ja kuten viime kerrallakin jo mainittiin, että parhaat palkitaan sitten ennen kesätaukoa ja myöskin sitten ennen joulua. Nyt pidemmittä puhetta päästetään Eelin ääneen ja lähdetään tutustumaan Showbien ihmeelliseen maailmaan.
Moi! My name is Elin Hofstad. I am a learning specialist at Showbie, working with the Nordic countries. As you can hear, my Finnish is pretty limited, so I hope it's okay that I present to you here today in English. I have a background as a primary school teacher, and I have been using Showbie myself in my classroom when we started working with one-to-one iPads back in 2015. For this session today, we are going to run through what Showbie is and how it can be used in your classroom, and also hopefully get you set up with the accounts that you need to get started and join Jonas and Alex classes, so you'll be able to hand in some work. Let's go! So you might be wondering what Showbie is. Showbie is what we call a hybrid learning platform, which means that you are able to make a hybrid of your traditional classroom with the synchronous teaching and learning that's going on there with the digital tools that you have available. Showbie is more than 10 years old. We started in 2012. It's available in many different languages, including Suomi, and it's built for iPad. So it's meant to get the most out of the tools that you have available for teaching and learning on iOS. You can share any file format, from images to more advanced files like AR files or Swift Playgrounds, Book Creator files, whatever you would like. It works on different platforms, so you can use it both on an iPad, computer, MacBook, and Chromebook, which is great if you have multiple devices in your classroom, or if you want to have do assessment or work on feedback on another device than you use at school. You can use Google and or Microsoft single sign-on systems and file systems to add files into Showbie, and that also means that you don't have to remember a separate username and password for Showbie. You are able to collaborate with your coworkers, so you can share a classroom and either do different parts of the teaching and learning or adapt or adjust some assignments to specific students. It also means that you can have language teachers come and join you if you have students who are new to Finnish language. One great feature is the ability to add voice notes and screen recordings directly into the app and be able to communicate and explain to your students that way. And you can also look quickly through your students' responses and be able to give them the feedback that they need. There are multiple different MDM configurations available depending on the MDM system that your school uses, but you can set up Showbie with whatever configurations that you see suitable. And the last point here is GDPR. All new customers within the Nordics can be started up on a server in Stockholm, so their data is stored within the EU. When I talk about Showbie, I will use words like workflow, direct instruction, feedback, and assessment, and I'll show you what all of these look like within Showbie. I just wanted to mention the concepts before we go there. So with workflow, I mean the workflow that you do within your classroom, handing out and gathering assignments that your students are working on. You will give direct instruction, like teach a new concept or instruct the students on how to do something and or what they're doing. You will give them feedback when you work with them. So you'll give them the resources and the feedback that they need to improve their work and move ahead on their learning. And of course, we will also give our students assessments, either more summary or temporary assessments. And I'll show you what all this looks like within Showbie. So I'm going to close my Keynote app here and I'll open the Showbie app. The Showbie app you can download from the App Store, and I'll talk a bit about signing up for accounts later on. But when I open it, I will see here on the left all the classes that I am a teacher in. It looks a bit messy to me because I am teaching a lot of classes within Showbie. But for you, you will have the classes that you create yourself. So it's up to you to create the classes that work the best for you and your student groups. So I'm going to open this one. And all classes have what we call a class discussion at the top. This is a good opportunity for the students to talk about ideas, discuss different concepts or theories or that sort of discussions. It is completely up to the teacher if the student discussion is open all the time or if you open it just at a set time so the students can discuss for a little while and then you close it. You can also clear the discussion so the discussion board is empty for the next day. And as you can see, my students are very curious about aliens. Okay. Within a Showbie classroom, you can have different folders and you can organize them however you would like. As you can see here, I have a theme folder and then I have 3 different subjects with assignments within them as well. So I'm going to open the space folder. You'll see here that my students have a new folder about history and an AR project that they're working on. And we also have different assignments that are not sorted into a folder. So I'm going to start with this one. As you can see here in the shared elements, I have added all the instructions and activities that my students need to solve the assignment. So here is verbal instructions of me recording what they're doing. I've also written them and the assignments that they are working on. As you can see, I have shared all of this with everyone, but I can also go in here and choose to share resources with just specific students if I am giving out individualized assignments or if I'm giving out an extra resource that only a few of my students would need to work. From here, I can add whatever I need to solve an assignment. So I can add a blank document, scan a book page, a file from the Files app on the iPad. So here you can connect both Google Drive and SharePoint OneDrive. I can add images or use the camera. I can add voice notes and screen recordings. This is amazing for that direct instruction I was talking about earlier, where you can get a screen recording of both you talking and going through the assignment and explaining it to your student, so that you are able to, the students can review the assignment and your instructions as many times as they need, and hopefully also be able to pause the instructions whenever they need to work on something and then play it back. You can also add grades and a test, and I'll come back to that at a later point. But right now, this is the assignment as it looks right now. As you can see here on the left, I have a list of all the students that have joined my class, and they have some different symbols here. The paperclip indicates that they have handed in something. The red circle is either feedback or a comment from a teacher. And this little applause emoji is the grade that I mentioned earlier. So if we open Anna's folder, I can see in a preview here that she has been working very well on her assignment. We can open this space scramble file, and as you can see, she has different tools to be able to annotate on the assignment and explain to me what she's working on and her different words. She is stuck on the word here, which she's trying to scramble up. So she has flying, and she doesn't know the second word, so she wrote a comment to me, and I have added a voice recording of me trying to help her move ahead. So that is the different annotation tools that you can use within an assignment. And as you can see, you can also go in and give students grades. They don't have to be numbers or set on a scale. So this assessment can be more informal, as it is here, with just an applause, or you can write some words. But this will come up in an assignment overview, and it also comes up in a different color to make it more clearly that this is sort of the final assessment, or the last part to that assignment, I would say. So with these feedback tools, I can go in and give the students the feedback that suits them best. And that might not be the same for every student. So if I open Elizabeth here, her feedback might be in form of a voice note instead of text as I gave to Anna. Or it might even be a screen recording of me talking through the assignment and pointing out to her the things that that she has done well and the things that she needs to improve upon to develop. As I said earlier, you can add all sorts of file formats to Showbie, so you can make more advanced assignments and take full use of the possibilities you have within an iPad. So for this assignment, my students are working on the solar system, and they have gotten an explain everything template for me. The last part is the quizzing tool, and that is a Socrative integration. So as a form of assessment, you can give your students a quiz. The quiz is launched directly in Showbie, and as you can see, it's connected to their Showbie user. You can, if this is a quiz where that is beneficial, have set a right or wrong answer beforehand and have it automatically correct on that. Or you can go in and correct the answers as you get them. So name one of the planets. Mars is correct, so that's good. Mars here as well, good. Pluto isn't one of the planets, but I'm going to give this student partially correct because it used to be a planet. Tell us yes. And there you can see the score is corrected, and I'm able to get a very quick overview of what the students know about the concepts that we have been working on as a sort of a quick assessment. Or we could use that as a startup test when we start a new subject. When I'm done with the test, I can hand out both the score, if that is beneficial to the assignment that we have been doing, and the reports. So if you look at Anna here, this Anna, I'm sorry, she got the score 3 of 5. I don't have to give out the score, but in this context I did. And she also gets an individual report that is annotatable. So I can go in here and add a voice recording to Anna, telling Anna what I think she needs to improve upon. And I can see that Anna is struggling with the moon concept. So I'm going to tell her a little bit about that as her feedback. The audio will be uploaded directly to Anna's answer sheet, and she can go in and review that at a later time. And that is the quiz part. You can also have parents or guardians make parent or guardian accounts in Showbie and be able to participate more in what students are working on in their digital classroom. A parent or guardian account are not able to communicate with you as a teacher, but you as a teacher can set up what you want them to see within your Showbie account. So I can go to my settings and enable or disable parent access. This is a great way to involve the parents and guardians in what is happening in their students' digital school day, and let them be more part of that and what you're working on. Back into my keynote. As I said, you can work on the workflow within Showbie. You are able to give the direct instruction you've always been doing by teaching new concepts and or refreshing old concepts to your student. You can add yourself recording and talking about them so that your students can play them back and have your instructions available at all times. You're able to give feedback in the way that suits your students the best, and of course give the assessment that you would like to your students. For this next part, I'm going to show you how you can sign up as a student for Showbie. Alec and Jonas have set up a class for you where they want you to sign in as students to be able to do some assignments, get to know Showbie, and try out the different solutions. So if you go to the Showbie app, it will look like this the first time you open it. On the top here, you press Get Started, and you choose that you are a student. I know that you're all teachers, but for this context and to get to know Showbie, you need to be students. You will be asked to type in a class code, and the class code will be provided to you. Once you have typed in your class code, you will be sent to this page asking you to choose your sign-in options. For these students' accounts that you are using for this webinar, I would recommend that you just create one on your own with a username and password. So I'm going to do that now. Once you have filled in your information, your name, a username and a password, you don't need to use your email, so I would not use it for this demo account. You hit sign up. Once your account has been created, you will be able to see what is added to the different classes that Alec and Jonas have built for you. And that is the last part we're going to talk about today. Once you have created your student account, you'll be able to come into Alec and Jonas' class and see the assignments that they have made for you. So I have created a demo class here with just a sample assignment. Here you can see all the different resources that your teachers have added for you to solve the assignment. And as a student, you have the same menu as the teacher has, with the possibility to add different things into the assignment that you're answering here. So right now, my assignment is to take a photo of your work setup and send it into this assignment. So I'm going to hit my camera here and photograph my work setup. I'm going to add that to the assignment, and here I can crop it if I'd like, but I think I want my screen here to be visible. Once I'm done, I will add it into the assignment and it will upload. And here I can annotate directly on the photo if I so wish to. So I can open this here and point to the different parts of my work setup. I can add voice recordings. So this is the microphone I'm using when I'm recording webinars. And all that can be added directly onto the photo as annotations. As these webinars go on, you might be asked to add something else to the assignment here. Maybe you'll be asked to add a file, or maybe you'll be asked to add something from a different app. So if I have made a book in Book Creator, or if I have made a clip in Clips, or a keynote in Keynote, or whatever you're working on with these webinars, you can always share it to Showbie with the share icon. Choose the format that you would like the teacher to see it in. It will probably be EPUB if you're working on electronic books. Find Showbie. Choose the class and the assignment that you would like to hand it into. And as you can see, the file will be added. When I return to Showbie, I can see that the book that I added is in my assignment. I can open it and preview it directly in Showbie, and Jonas and Alec would be able to give me the feedback that I need to be able to improve. So that is how you hand in assignments in Showbie. And with that, I would like to say kiitos. Thank you for having me. My email is here at the bottom if you would like to reach out or have any questions or want to ask me something about Showbie. And I wish you the best of luck and hope you enjoy the coming webinars. Bye!
Kiitos Eelin. Olipa mukava nähdä, miten Showbie toimii ja mitä kaikkea sillä voi tehdä. Ja noin helpostikin vielä. Tässä tämän kerran kotiläksy. Liity oppilaana äsken näytettyjen ohjeiden mukaisesti Showbien. Sieltä löytyy tämä meidän koko vuosi luovuutta luokka. Luokkakoodi on JYKZB. Sen se kysyy siinä, kun lähdet liittymään luokalle. Lisäksi kun olet löytänyt itsesi perille sinne Showbien meidän luokkaan, niin sieltä löytyy tuo luokan keskusteluseinä. Kirjoita sinne vapaamuotoinen tervehdys ihan rohkeasti. Ja Showbiehan näyttäisi tältä, ja täältä me päästiin luokan keskustelusta kirjoittamaan tänne vapaamuotoinen kommentti sitten, että terve kaikille ja mukava olla mukana. Ja tuosta näpistä se sitten lähettää sen eteenpäin. Eli tämmöisiä tällä kertaa. Kiitos kaikille tosi paljon, kun olitte mukana ja nähdään ensi viikon torstaina. Moi moi!